So Elizabeth Warren, senator in the United States from Massachusetts, claiming crypto is a threat. This is something new. She's assembled an anti-crypto army before, and now she's introducing a crackdown on crypto bill. She introduced it on Monday. So, and I said this to you, Ewok, it's always some kind of cartoonish, like comic book nature of her bills. You know, the crypto crackdown, the anti-crypto army, like we're banding together. You know, it's always this very cartoony type thing. But anyway, so basically all this talking stuff about people that did 15 years ago that is like funding terrorism. That's what crypto is doing. It's funding terrorism as if USD is not. I think what it is it's a threat to their boomer generation. That's really what's happening here. Stealing from our class. She won't get anything passed against crypto. I mean, she doesn't get anything passed at all. We saw the stats come out of her basically entire tenure. She's got a giant O for. I think she's O for about 1,500. And I think that might be what it is that she's just kind of this I don't even know how to say it, like slogan gal, where she just puts out these things to get the ball rolling. She's basically like an engagement troll or an engagement farmer in real life. Yeah. So what do you make of that?
Yeah, I agree. You know, luckily, like you said, the track record is awful. There isn't a whole lot of success for any of her crazy bills. And you know, you do make the point that they don't ever talk about the funding of terrorism that happens with the US dollar. You know, that is really untraceable. There, you know, you have the sanctions now against Tornado Cash, where, you know, I don't know if it's not on your list really to talk about, but what they've done with Tether. You know, they blocked tons and tons of accounts that had interacted with Tornado Cash. They can do the same thing with USDC. So, you know, just be very careful in the stable coins that you decide to hold, because if somebody says, I'm going to drop, you know, 0.001 ETH to thousands of people, just to make a statement, your wallet could be affected, you know, as part of that has interacted with Tornado Cash. And next thing you know, your money's frozen. So, you know, just be very careful. I would think I would lean towards DAI at this point if you're going to be in a stable coin, or Coast. You know, we know Coast is pretty well decentralized and not affiliated with any of those, so that's a better one, for example. Yeah, as far as Warren goes, she's just a mouthpiece to the banksters. I think really her and Gary Gensler are buddy. JP Morgan, all, you know, those Goldman Sachs type people, you know, they use her to try and get these ideas and rally the troops. But, you know, it doesn't go very far. They realize what they're asking for is total anti-freedom things, and it will get shot down pretty quickly, as you know, as it should.
Yeah, she uses, I just put it in the chat, she uses the harmless grandma strategy. I mean, she's kind of always done that. And, you know, if you've ever really seen any of her presentations, I mean, it's just always like, there are people in this country that can't put a solid meal on the table. You know, that it's always stuff like that with this, like, my voice is going and I'm this empathetic figure. It's people like that are like the biggest criminals. Isn't it funny how it always works out that way?
Well, and Hex Girl makes a good point. She's getting paid off. Did you see the net worth? She's worth like $63 million. She gets paid $200,000 a year. But her monthly income is over $400,000. Like, how is that possible? Like, what's going on?
You know, you make a couple of moves.
I'm not good at math, but you know, that doesn't add up to me. That's like she saved every single penny that she's ever made.
Yeah. Well, she may be just a super minimalist and, you know, saving up her pennies over the years.
Watching your videos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but or maybe she has some money left over from the reservation days or something like that. I don't know what it is, but Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't compute to me either. But yeah, it's purely her and her cronies that want to preserve their illegally gotten wealth by keeping U.S. citizens under their thumb. I mean, this is what this is. They want to stifle innovation at every turn. It's just at some point, like, when does the U.S. actually fall behind because of some of this stuff? And when do these people? I'll say this politely, like, die off in terms of their political careers. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And to Hex Girl on yours comment, like the wealth thing. I mean, this isn't anything new. I mean, we saw that with Nancy Pelosi. I mean, all of these people are pretty much bought and paid for. I mean,
Yep.
most of I would venture to guess that even a lot of the Republicans in Congress are bought and paid for. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just kind of
Unfortunately, that's how it works.
yeah, I mean, the sooner that we kind of acknowledge everything as a uniparty system and just check out of it, the better. I mean, this is all a class war. It has nothing to do with Democrats versus Republicans, and that's what they want you to do is constantly infight about like abortion and shit like that. When it's really about like we're rich, you're not. You stupid people just stay poor and argue on Facebook. And Elizabeth Warren is chief to that mission, I would say.
Yeah.
So. Obviously, I don't think that this stands any chance of getting passed, but you're right, Ewok. It is, trying to crack down on interacting with things like Tornado Cash. And to your point, more importantly, as far as actionable things here, what can we do, to avoid the freezing of assets like that? Because Tether has basically cucked out and is freezing wallets that have Tether in it that have interacted with that. And I'm with you 100%. I mean, I expressed to you last night, like, not really wanting to use USDC going forward for fear of the same thing eventually happening down the line. While nothing has happened with it yet, DAI is definitely preferable, just censorship wise. So, I mean, what would your moves be to, like, when you're getting into Pulse Chain and stuff? Because I've still been using USDC. Maybe I'll shift over to ETH and DAI. And just start transferring it over. But I mean, I think this should be a warning sign looking at the direction of these stables that we should stop using Tether and USDC. I just, I'd rather start the process early before something happens.
Sure. And I think the way to go is honestly, if you're going into Pulse Chain, try Coast. I think that's, one of the best ways to do it in a decentralized manner that isn't going to shut off your coins. You don't ever really have to worry about it. We've talked about the I always forget the name of it too. It's the stable coin.
UST or
No, it's the maybe it is it's the trust one.
yeah, it's similar. I don't think it's UST, but it's similar to that. I think Johnny always tells us whenever he's here. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I always seem to forget the name of it, but yeah, it's a coin that's tied to a bunch of equities, things like that are backed by that instead of by dollars. They're backed in a different way, and they're not centralized in that manner. Who knows? Maybe they do have an on and off switch, but DAI is at least backed by multiple things. So
Right.
if they did try to shut one of it off, the other one probably wouldn't, or there's enough assets that are protecting it and backing it that one person, it doesn't have an off switch like that. So if you're going to do one of those, DAI would be the one that I would do. But like I said, I think you should really look into taking advantage of the Coast platform and what they've built.
Yeah, especially specifically for Pulse Chain. Is it TUSD Ewok, True USD? Is it that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I think it is advisable to start looking into other options there because there are people there, I mean, obviously USDC is, Circle and BlackRock and all that stuff. So, I mean, I would try to quit using them. I mean, just might as well get in the habit of it now anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what Elizabeth Warren does have going on right now. So we'll kind of keep our ear to the ground as far as that goes.